Howard Yu is our very next guest, LEGO Professor of Management and Innovation at IMD Business School, joining us live from Hong Kong. Big week here, and I'm glad you're here with us for this special week for financial payments. And IPO. This is huge. We have PayPal earnings, right? So we're standing by for that. Square later in the week. These are all companies that you closely watch and study for digital innovation trends. And obviously should be first and foremost, I've been waiting all year for this IPO. I mean, the biggest, right? Tell me more about what it is that we need to know and why here in the States it matters to us.
Oh yeah, I mean, in order to understand and we have to benchmark with other financial institutions. Like you said, Nicole, it's PayPal, Square, MasterCard, and Visa. We have to compare and against these guys, together with some of the retail traditional bank like JP Morgan Chase. So at IMD, what we've been tracing is how ready this financial institution is for that future, whether it's robo-advisory, mobile payment, mobile services, the digital ecosystem, all the way to blockchain. And what we have seen, if you calculate the core growth of their major business, all the way to new product launch, together with PE ratio, for instance, what you're seeing is what's interesting about Ant Financial is that they were really sitting on top of everyone else. Not that they have special magic or crazy strategy, but they simply orchestrate that digital ecosystem at a much bigger scale compared to other financial institutions. So I think the implication is the following. For us to understand where the future finance is going to go, we have to look at Ant. Granted, right now, most of the businesses is still resided in China, and only 5% of the revenue is residing in the United States, for instance. However, the way they conduct their businesses is really pinpoint where PayPal and Square and even MasterCard or Visa is going to go in the future. So if we want to understand where the future might hold, we might as well looking at what is Ant Financial strategy itself or Ant Group's strategy itself.
It's amazing because as I'm looking, just reading every single article, obviously it's so notable to note the size of Ant Group. It's really amazing as we await this and the different players that are a part of it. But it's something that really tells us where the global economy is going, right?
Right. I mean, if we try to unpack why Ant can grow so fast, obviously they were sort of born and in the right time with the right opportunity. I mean, e-commerce simply took off in China at the time that Alibaba is paying or building up Alipay. This is the mobile payment system sitting at the very center of Ant Group. Now, from mobile payment system, they begin to branch out to other financial services, such as robo-advisory, wealth management, or even insurance and consumer loan. All of these are managed on algorithm. Everything is done on digital platform. There is practically almost zero human intervention. And I think it marked the major differences when you compare to traditional bank or traditional insurer. For traditional bank, everything that they invest are human expert as well as brick and mortar space. When you compare and contrast with Ant Group, everything they invest are in the intangible asset, whether it's IPO, algo, or consumer data. And here's the last thing. Data always generate value exponentially. When you bring in different aspects of consumer data, whether it's mobile payment history, all the way to my purchasing habit or my geolocation, then the opportunity for companies such as Ant Group to capture those values simply skyrocketed. So I think it's the combination of timing as well as the business model explain the growth rate.
Tell me more about Square and PayPal. I could stay on Ant all day and talk about Jack Ma and his involvement and some of the controversy surrounding Ant. But let's put that aside and bring it right back to the States, because I know a lot of people are focusing on Square and PayPal and the involvement in cryptocurrency too. Some thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. If you think about cryptocurrency or blockchain technologies in itself, at the Leap Readiness Index, again, what we have been tracking is also how much this incumbent or major play have been involved in exploring these technologies because these kind of things are still not yet mainstream in a way for the adoption of the general society. But change is always happening gradually and then suddenly. So the idea is we also want to measure or make sure Square of the world and PayPal of the world, they are actively involved in the space of blockchain, and they are. And in a way, I think what we're seeing over the last 12 months is these guys has been surging, primarily because when people are getting locked at home and social distancing, mobile payment, mobile services, the core health of the major businesses is simply strengthening. And what is interesting to see is all these major play begins to branch out into much more aggressive form into new services as well in order to diversify their earning in general. So I think these two organizations are extremely exciting to watch out, and it's more important to see whether they can make headway even deeper than organizations such as MasterCard and Visa Card in the space of cryptocurrency or blockchain technology in general.
Right. All right. Well, Howard Yu, thank you so much, Professor of Management and Innovation at IMD Business School. Nice to see you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Great to be back.
And we'll be watching that and IPO. Thanks.